Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to the Battle of Bastogne. We are of course playing with the 101st Infantry Division as well as a few others, and trying to free our group from Bastogne. If you haven't watched the first part of this video, I definitely recommend you take a look there. What we're going to be doing now, guys, is trying to close this gap. It does seem like the enemy managed to push us back quite a bit here, or more importantly, they managed to get into these gap areas and made our job a little bit easier. So I'm going to do my best to close that gap. I might need to advance a bit with some of these units to make that happen, whatever works. In fact, we're going to start with this guy. Odds are decent here, but maybe with the addition of artillery groups attacking, and this is still an airborne regiment, we should be able to break through here or damage this guy quite a bit. Definitely damaged him, but he is doing just fine. So let's go ahead, let's open fire here with some artillery, see if we can't lay down the law on the enemy here. Kablooey. Only 2 men down there. Certainly not worth all of the trouble that we took just to get there. What else can we do? Well, first things first, we're going to fall back over here. Just keep that road open if we can. I might, however, just get over to Margaret and go ahead and attack this guy. Wow, 1 of 67, my goodness. So let's hold on right here in Margaret, and with O'Hara, I'm actually going to fall back to Ardennes. So we're really trying to close the gap here as much as we can. We'll, of course, go to Wiltz as well. And let's see if one of these units can't completely eliminate that enemy infantry squad. In fact, we might need to bombard them out of existence, but I think we're probably going to have to attack. Actually, not a bad bombardment, destroying some Kubelwagens and trucks. Let's bring Cherry over. Can he get here this turn? Maybe not. Although it does look like our combat engineers are fairly close here. They should be able to assist. I want to finish off this tank completely. I think that's one of the most dangerous units on the map right now. Let's see, boom, boom, not good enough. So what we're going to do is just try to cut him off from supply, which we've done, and try to damage him that way. In fact, I'm going to get behind this unit over here, continue to cut the enemy unit off from their own supply, essentially. And look at this, guys. We can actually surround this unit fully, and our 28th Division that's moving up here to assist is going to be able to join in on the fight. I love it. I'm going to move this guy up. I'm going to try to hit the enemy here. If we can't get him this turn, that's okay. We'll come back next turn. Right now, I'm just setting my guys up and preparing for potential attacks here. 6-to-1 odds. That's pretty damn good. And this looks like a group of Fallschirmjägers here. We didn't actually do much damage to them there, but I think they're not particularly ready for the fight, so they didn't do that well. Let's keep pushing. I want to make sure we are, of course, in range. There we go. And we'll send the tank through Hollange, but look at that. The enemy is waiting for us. All right, here we go. Attacking Hartmann's unit. Nope. They've got more than one guy there, so we should probably hold. Let's just keep advancing northwards. Look at that. We've already got some Fallschirmjägers to take out. I'm actually going to try to fire on that unit. And really, we should be firing at that unit behind, just because there are stacks there. Could be some pretty significant stacks. Let's see if our tank can roll over them, and it looks like he can. So we're going to attack Fried here. Probably Fried is probably the correct, the correct name of this guy. And we will try to, of course, take the positions over here that have not yet been taken. We're going to zoom out in a second so you guys can see the entire map. Here we go. Tintonge. Get up there from Tintonge, and we'll try to push forward with this artillery. Any arty that hasn't moved forward. Might as well, especially these supporting units over here. I really just want to weaken the enemy with every shot. As you guys know, the 13th, sorry, not the 13th, the 3rd, and actually we'll get a name for these guys. It's the U.S. 3rd Corps. It's not that they're bad or anything, it's just that their main focus is artillery and anti-tank. They're not really an infantry-focused group, so they're just not that strong moving up. We're going to need to soften these guys up with continuous artillery fire. I think that's really the key here. And if we take a look at the actual city of Bastogne, it's right there in the middle. This is where we have to be very careful and just make sure that whatever we do, we keep the enemy away from the city. That's the most important thing here. I'm actually going to move some of these guys down. I was hoping we could attack Hauser here. Now I'm not so sure. We're going to move this tank up this way, and that's looking pretty good. We'll bring in some infantry support as well. I'll leave Snafu behind, and I'll all-out attack with our tank on Hauser. Let's take a look at the textual detail there, and it looks like... Did we kill any of their Panthers? One Panther killed, and it looks like only one left alive. So that unit looks a lot scarier than it is. We will go here. Now we've got the road defended from Hauser, but of course he still remains a threat. I'd love to start completely encircling him, but it's probably best if we try and attack him again. So I'm going to bring in this guy, I'm going to bring this guy in, and unfortunately, looks like we got ambushed right there. There are additional units. Bring this guy, and we'll even bring in Snafu for the potential attack. If we can get a nice artillery fire on them, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let's just get a nice barrage. And actually just wiped out a few vehicles, like a couple vehicles. That really was pretty pathetic. Yeah, 2 vehicles. Let's see what the attack would look like here. That's almost acceptable considering that stack. What about if we go here? Okay. So we might be better off just attacking this unit to the south of Hauser, and that's exactly what we're going to do right here. We did force a retreat. Pretty standard fight there. I'd like to move another unit in there. That is what I'm talking about. All right, guys. And over here, we should have a trapped unit as well. 6-to-1 odds. Let's completely overrun them. Absolutely wonderful. They have panicked, guys. There are none left there, and we're going to be taking some Panther crews prisoner. I love it. Our boys, of course, have just arrived from the west over here, the southwest. These are the guys that are assisting the breakout. Of course, Bastogne is right there. Before, this entire area was controlled by the enemy. We've essentially freed up the western area pretty well, but we still have this southern area and this eastern area where the enemy could cause a lot of damage. And, you know, units like O'Hara, they've actually managed to cut us off pretty significantly. So we don't want that to continue. We want to try to get out of this encirclement and continue the fight, basically. Let's take a look here. There's more than a few situations here where we should be doing much better than we are. Let's hit that stack if we can. Hit it with everything we've got. Which, admittedly, is not much right now. And actually, we lost a mortar tube. Their operational losses... A mortar exploded, probably wounded some of our men. Not worth it. Not worth the strike at all. In fact, we would have been better off not attacking them. I'm really concerned here about the 506. There's just too many men trapped there. Not sure we're going to be able to break them out, but we better hope that we can. Let's take a look at those odds. Those are terrible. We are going to fall back once again. Better to fall back than to be completely encircled. Yeah, that should be a pretty easy win against the Fallschirmjäger. They actually beat us. It just goes to show you, when you've got an AA battalion, they're not going to be that great at infantry tactics necessarily. There are exceptions to that rule, like the SS battalions that are both AA and infantry focused, but this is not one of them. All right, folks, we are going to end it. Turn it over to Jerry here. I gotta say, I'm a little nervous. Oh, yes, I knew we were forgetting something, and that's what we were forgetting. We have an additional force over here that we called in last turn, so we are immediately going to start driving them into Bastogne. It's not much, but even that tiny little bit can make a tremendous difference. I'm also going to take a look at the cars here. We can actually organize roadblocks. You know what? It's probably time to do that. Let's take a look over here. I'm going to organize it right there because we know the enemy is going to be cutting through that area, trying to cut us off. And we can probably bring in additional armored units. 4th armored units. It's going to have to be over here in the south. That's okay, though. We're going to put it right there. And next turn, we will have additional support guys. Task Force Jacques and Task Force Abrams. I absolutely love that there. Now, again, we can't move this turn, but next turn, we will be able to bring these guys to the fight. Just want to make sure all of our generals are in range of the units. Yeah, we got to move this guy up quite a bit. Let's move the 8th Army General, like, right there. It's a little risky, because there are a lot of Fallschirmjägers in this area. I'd say that's about it. Just to be extra safe, we can fall back with these units at Cibray. With Brown, at least, he's taken some pretty nasty fights. I'm just hoping that that Panther is not going to do anything crazy. Make sure we don't have any additional combat units here that could get in there and attack Weiss. And they can only attack him if we have our HQs attack, which I don't want to do. That's always risky. But over here at Raikon, man, I am concerned. Alright, guys, we're going to end the turn. Wish us luck. Here we go. It's -3 Celsius, by the way. It's damn cold out here. Absolutely temperature where you can literally die in this temperature just from not having enough clothing. Let's hope that that slows the enemy down. I don't think it will. We can see some movement here. They're strengthening that line. As long as they don't continue with these pushes through the gaps, I won't be as concerned. So a lot of different turns here for the enemy. They have a lot they're planning to do. There's no doubt about that. Look at all those movements near Noville. We might be losing a couple of units over there. We have to see how we return. If we return behind their lines or if we return with a potential exit here. Lots of units coming down from the north. Man. Looks like they're trying to loosen us up. That's always what they do before a charge. But incredibly, that unit didn't charge over there. So let's hope that they keep their distance. Let's just hope they don't push the east or the south. I think if they don't push the east or the south, we'll be happy. Really glad we fell back with that 501st unit, because you can see the attacks they're going for here. Even over here, with a single guy on radio, we managed to hold that position just barely. Unfortunately, at Surrey, as you can see there, they cut us in half. It's that simple. Our men absolutely surrendered. We had some men surrender there for sure, guys. Day 6 conditions. It's clear. There's a light freeze right now. Axis currently has 30 VP. Right now they have -6. It's because of the damage they've taken, etc. We need to get in there and do something about it. First of all, we cannot let the enemy push through here. This is like a position we don't want them to be in. So I'm going to go to Surrey, where they managed to, of course, break through. And sure enough, man, they are prepared. All right, okay. Let's see how much damage we could just do attacking with this unit. I don't want to do ranged attack, I just want to attack. Let's switch. Yeah, he can't even attack. Send in some support as quickly as we can. Jacques is also ready to move, folks, so we'll take Jacques. And since we sent those guys up the eastern side, let's send these guys up the western side over here. Just grab them and slowly start pushing them forward. There we go. Not too bad, not too shabby. Number of different ways we can approach this. All of them are pretty terrifying, but let's go to Fleet. And I want to see if we can't just go ahead and get an attack against him, push him back 500 to 1. We are rolling over these guys with our tanks, and in fact, they have been completely destroyed, which is wonderful. I'm thinking, should we go into Hollange and hit that guy? That would cause some havoc, but considering they have so many units here, we're going to have to go ahead and attack in this area, if at all. As you can see, they seem to have bested us there. You know what we're going to do? We're going to fall over here, and we are going to assist our infantry in hitting this unit. Well, we'll have to go for it. It looks like the tank can no longer attack that area. Did manage to get one of the units to retreat. Not bad. And now we are going to push into Cobreville and do whatever we can to damage that unit right there. There we go. Now it really is going to be about the numbers. We're just going to try to overrun them with our infantry. 3-1, I will take those odds. And I think I've said it before, I'll say it again. Those are basically the odds, like the minimum I need to attack. Sometimes I will attack 2-1 or 1-1, but those are really that's the minimum you need. Attack. Finally destroyed the Fallschirmjäger unit. They are still... What? How is that possible? Attack. And finally, they are... Are they just retreating? I think they might just be retreating. No, we completely destroyed that unit. Very nice. And I'm going to take this opportunity to further support the line, head south there, and of course, just watch those Fallschirmjägers. While we're at it, we might as well go ahead and soften up this area too. Let them have it, boys. In a group of 11, that is tremendous, guys. We put them all the way down to 2 men. So we killed 9 men with that artillery bombardment. If we could get another attack, we could certainly make this guy fall back. As it is, I think our best option is to focus over here on the east. And sure enough, the enemy is absolutely about to take these guys prisoner. We've got to break them out of here. There's no other way. So we're falling back from Neuville. And we're going to try to break these guys out. I don't care what the odds are. We have to take them. We absolutely have to take them right now. Because they are going to encircle us completely and trap our men. Unbelievable how these guys are suddenly really ridiculously strong. Come on, boys. I don't care if they have to get down and dirty to make this attack happen. I don't know why that infantry is not able to attack when we sent him here. Look at that. That definitely lets us know that we can attack, but it's not letting us. We're going to have to go for these odds. Again, anything to potentially get this guy out of here, and he did retreat. So he's not exactly retreated where we want him to retreat, but it's a start. And I think Cherry can follow up there. See, that's why that unit is so well known. And we can continue the attack, hopefully kicking them out. Unfortunately, they seem to be holding on just fine. And really, desperate times do call for desperate measures here. I'm going to just try to bombard them out of here. It's that simple. Just hit them with every gun we've got. They are down to 1 unit. How frustrating is that? 1 single unit. Yeah, I'm going to move in the HQ. I mean, that's how desperately I want to take this thing out. There we go. They did capitulate to our HQ unit. Not a single one of our men being shot down there. And it looks like even the officers were on the field directing the fighting. So that's pretty nice. But of course, we still have this situation here where the enemy is doing quite well. We need to continue the aggressivity here. And I think we might be forced to attack this guy just to make sure that 506 is not cut off. Desperate attack here. I'm surprised it's only 2-1. Unbelievable, man. When they encircle us, they really, really get us good. Let's fall back, opening up the road there a little bit more. I like that. Might as well try to weaken this force as quickly as we can. Schmidt's force. We're going to take this fellow right here from the 502 and make sure that they don't encircle us through Betomont. They could also cut south, though, with Engel. So actually, I'll go over here and just kind of keep an eye out. Make sure they are not encircling us. With our roadblock units, we are going to keep trying to attack enemy units where they're least expecting us. The Chenon, not bad. That Panther is getting the hell away from our men. And that's not necessarily a good thing, because I think what he's doing is cutting off all of our supply off map. So let's get that AT gun right there. I doubt that's going to be that. Yeah, that's not going to work out. But at least he knows that we see him. We are aware of him. Just looking at different potential attacks, but it looks like the best thing to do here is just to hold on. Maybe to bring our general a little bit closer so these guys are getting regular supply as well. Now over here on the east, we were doing so well. So I'm hoping we can relive that and still do a tremendous amount of damage to the enemy attacking us here. But let's focus on artillery. Let's focus on firing already at the enemy. It looks like we may have already expelled all that artillery this turn. I think we have. So the other option is to close in on the southern units. that's going to be the best one, and just try to encircle them. Really want to wipe out Hauser. 1, 2, 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 5 to 1, 7 to 1. Everybody is going in on this attack except for him and except for Snafu. Let's do it. Now, not only did they have Hauser's infantry unit there, they had an 88 set up. Let's just take a look at the damage there. 20 men killed, 2 Maltiers, 2 RSOs, and 2 20mm flak destroyed. It looks like we didn't destroy any of their 88s. One of their 88s, sorry. Not bad. So they still have quite a few of those live, but I do believe that we have taken the fight out of them. Let's put it that way. These guys are badly bloodied. Badly bloodied. And we're going to continue the fight in an attempt to split them in half. So here we go. Boom, boom. We'll even bring Snafu for this attack. No, we need more than that. We definitely need more than that. 3 to 1. I'll take that, but we might not even need to bring in all these guys. There we go. We'll get Snafu out as well. Actually, Snafu would assist here. Best of luck, boys. Sending that armor in first, of course. And look at that. They have retreated once more. Hopefully, that creates a gap. Indeed, it does. Gonna send our units in there. And again, just trying to close off any supply that the enemy could potentially get here. There's no point in going for that attack. What we can do, strengthen this one. And 24 to 1, guys. That's with our AA battalion. We are going to attack. And sure enough, completely destroyed that Fultramieger unit. Don't need to take that tile, but it's good to know that they have been forced back, although that is a pretty nasty group. At least it looks like it to me. Keep these guys by our men. I think they're pretty close. And maybe we'll even bring this artillery battalion to assist in the north here. Although that's going to take a little too long. Let's have them head to the south through the Assenois crossroads. Just hope they don't have any additional infantry units right here so that they could seal that gap. I think all they need to do is fall back pretty much, so they're not exactly in a tough spot. But the important thing is that we hold Bastogne. As far as I'm concerned, I would hate to see these guys get overrun, but if that's what happens and we hold the city, I'm not going to be nearly as upset as if we did not. Right now, we might as well go ahead, expel these rounds, and try to get a lucky hit. No luck. Well, one hit on an Opel truck, but that's not really going to do much for us. Again, Schmidt is causing a lot of problems. I really wish we had a unit that could get away and attack Schmidt right now. That's not going to be the case, though. We're just going to have to hope that the 506 can make it out of this encirclement before they become trapped. Can we actually destroy that? Wow, I didn't realize, but look at that. Pretty decent odds. And completely captured that flak gun and that infantry unit. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't think we have any threats in the south, really. In fact, I'm going to start sending the combat engineers north. And hopefully these guys, you could see that they've taken quite a lot of hits. Let's hope that now they can begin the process of really regenerating that damage. No way we're going to attack there. That's insane. But we are going to continue to move our generals, our HQ units, I should say, forward. Okay, guys, let's end the turn and turn it over to the enemy. Before we do it, though, let's take a look at the cards we have. Let's just go for replacements. We need replacement for the men in the center, for instance, so we are going to hopefully be getting quite a few men in here in the next turn, and I'm going to try to get in the 6th Cavalry Squadron down here in the south. Pretty nice. And again, just like most of those cards, we can play it next turn. Yeah, those odds are not very good. So, wish us luck. There's still a lot of movement through Sanye. That's the area where we were overrun in the south. And, of course, the reason that was surprising is I really expected us to do exceptionally well in the south. Rarely, if ever, get overrun, etc. So that was the last place I expected an encirclement. And we got a lot of movement here to the west. So let's see what they end up doing. They are trying to break out of this gap. And just like I said, all it took was them to retreat one tile. That wasn't exactly an amazing encirclement. It's good to see that we're forcing them to move and forcing them to attack and fail some attacks like that one right there. I quite like to see that. Still plenty of moves here. Some intercept fire as they move around and try to encircle us further. We're going to have to just crush them in this gap. A lot in this southern gap, actually. Alright, folks. Let's take a look here. Afternoon, clear, and light freeze. Now, the reason we need to be careful is that, at nighttime, it's one of the easiest ways, or one of the easiest times for them to actually encircle us. So they very well may attempt that a little bit later. So what do we need to do? I think we need to keep on pushing this way and really just be as aggressive as possible in moving this southern line to the north. We don't need to attack with him or him. They definitely got the best of us there. I think the odds were absolutely incorrect on that one. There's just no other explanation. And let's try and get some artillery fire on Scholda's unit. Nice. Tremendous hits for that. And we'll just hopefully be able to follow through with our AA battalion and wipe this guy out. Beautiful. He capitulated. He surrendered right away. Of course, we can't move forward to Soleil or retake it. Nonetheless, we are on the right track. We're going to advance over here with our other combat engineer battalion. I'll even let the artillery join us in this assault. Nice. Once again, force them to retreat, but not without losing 6 men, 3 bazookas, and 3 radio men. Those are guys we would prefer not to lose. So, maybe in the future we keep the AA battalion away from the fighting. They did contribute to it, but, you know, they lost men as a result, so I don't think it's worth it. Finally, we can get our vengeance on Hoffman, and I am almost certain that 3 units is going to be more than enough to send this guy reeling, but he surprised me before, and look at that. Like, this is a tough unit. It looks like they have, is it Bagaman? They have another unit here assisting them, and I wonder if he's the one making all the difference here. I want to see if this tank can attack, but of course, if we attack with him, we leave this road completely open. Let's just get up there with our roadblock units. But moving this tank may not be the wisest choice. Let's just see if we can attack like this. Man, that's still 1-1 odds. I just don't understand how the odds can be that low with this many men attacking, but we've got to trust them. We are not going to make that push right now. The only way we could is sending the armor in. Again, that's very risky, I think. I don't like to use those artillery pieces as assault vehicles, but the M7 Priest and the M3 HT are really pretty decent in an attack. So here we go with a southerly attack, I believe, and sure enough, we force the enemy to retreat. I'm thinking with this tank, I might just go ahead and try to cut through. I have had that work before. This time, maybe not. We're going to fall back. And let's just try to target this unit right here with whoever can actually get to him. Might be able to really surround this guy from multiple locations. Snafu. Hope he's going to be part of this attack. Now, we're going to need the armor. It looks like now, this wasn't the case in the beginning of the fight, but now, without that armor, we're not able to crack the enemy lines, and I think that they're just, you know, they're compressing and compressing and compressing, and only the best elements are really left there, so we need armor to bust through that. Here we go. Oh, tremendous casualties. Tremendous. Look at that, guys. We lost 10 men on our side, and a few M10s, in fact, but look at the amount of 88s we destroyed, the amount of rear guard units we destroyed, Maltiers. They don't have much left, so they're going to fall back there. Hopefully we can take that territory quickly. And I would love to attack over here, so if it's at all possible, I will do it, but with odds like that, definitely not worth it. Let's hit him with any artillery we can. Here we go. I'm calling Broken Arrow on that location. Killed 4 Maltiers and 30 Panzer Grenadiers. They only have 1 Maltier left and 1 Panzer Gren left. And that still doesn't improve our odds. So clearly that's going to be a tough attack. O'Hara will be getting supply with that, I believe. And let's see if we can continue to force this guy farther back, because that gap right there is one of the biggest threats, of course. It was a mortar attack, but we got away unscathed. Unscathed, I tell you, boys. 4-to-1 odds. That's pretty good. 5-to-1 odds. I'm gonna go for an all-out attack to force them back. This is the enemy's spear tip, and we don't want it getting through, but they held, and we actually had a unit that panicked there. We did kill a number of them, as you can see. And you know what? We are just going to call Broken Arrow on that unit. Hopefully continue to destroy a number of them, and as you can see, that was certainly a handful of trucks and men. I feel confident that they won't be able to push through, at least with that unit next turn. We've certainly done some damage. And over here, despite them having an entire line of units, they're very weak, as you can see. This is just a cavalry, a Volksgrenadier regiment with cavalry. Well, not cavalry, but forces that are pushing the guns, etc. So it's just not that strong. Gonna do the same here to the tank, force them to retreat. And hopefully we do the same right here to Engel's unit. He actually held very well. None of our guys retreated, so thankfully we're okay there, but that was good. We got to be careful. Let's see. Again, I'm just extending this line because I don't want them to overrun us. And it looks like this is an area we will be able to hold, I believe, anyway. Just going to keep them there. Oh, we did kill a team of horses. Good shooting. 2 guys left in that group. Look at the poor patrol unit. How did this happen? We're going to take the city in any case, and I'm going to start using the glider regiment to head northwest. We cannot let the enemies encircle us here. Just unnecessary. Send this guy to the north as well. We'll send the artillery up there too. And that's the Stug-Abteilung. It's always a pretty vicious enemy to deal with. Get up there with the tank, boys, and even with the M7 Priest, I think with this group of M7s, we are going to end up just using them as offensive troops, basically. What I am rethinking is maybe we need to send these guys... No, you know what? We can send them up the middle. We don't need to send them on the left side or the right side. We could just send them right up the middle. So let's do that. Groups like Jacques and Abrams' unit, they have a lot of men in them there, so I think it's going to be extremely useful against these Fallschirmjäger groups. I really don't want them to push south, although we won't really be cut off if they push south because we're all on this side of the river. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's not really much of a threat. Get out of here. Alright. I'm gonna fall back with that tank. Again, I don't want him to be overrun. I don't want to rush it if we don't need to. If we can just get by them without being overrun, then that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, no way that's gonna work. Fall back to Belron. Yeah, those casualties are those odds just don't really get better. Yeah, that is a definite sign not to mess with them. The one thing we could do, though, I'm looking at it now, is we could do a recon in force. I think this is what we're going to try. So we will get away as soon as we start taking serious damage. Not necessarily worth it, though. You can see there we lost 4 men, 3 trucks, over here a Jeep, over here 2 bazookas. Not really worth it, you know. So we should have just kind of held off. But at least they know that we are still able to put up a fight. I'm going to send in that unit right there. And I think that's about it. Let's just zoom out and take a look at the battle here so far. So as you can see now, we've got a bunch of units around this enemy group. Let's just call this an enemy breakthrough, because that's what it is. They're breaking through from the east there. They've got a nice breakthrough here, and they've got a nice attack coming from Tavigny and Houffalize. I mean, our men are having to hold back an entire army. There's no doubt about it. Our guys over here on the line are just barely holding together. And in fact, what I'm going to do is send this unit up so that those guys on the line are going to be getting some supplies. But this is where the enemy could end up crushing us, is just in this particular fight. If they force us back, once again, we are in serious trouble. In fact, I'm going to order all of these guys to go ahead, hit the enemy there where it hurts, and hopefully force that unit to retreat or capitulate. They capitulated almost immediately. We did not need to send so many men against them. Lesson learned, but yeah, that was a tremendously easy win. So I'm going to push this guy forward. I'm going to take this unit from the 503 and just make sure we don't get overrun. And one of the best ways to do that, guys, is just take a look at where the rivers are, take a look at where the roads are and the bridges, etc. There's no way this guy can overrun us unless he goes north, west, and south. There's just no easy way across that river, which is good for us. It kind of makes it easier to defend this area. That didn't seem to work. So let's just attack with this unit of the 501st Airborne Regiment. And once again, force the enemy to panic. And that was a devastating attack, guys. 150 Pioneer units killed. Several of their anti-tank killed. Just beautiful. We could actually retake Margaret, and that's what I'm doing. Don't want the Germans in control of that area. And a very weak force over there near Ardennes. Well, guys, I hope you are enjoying this series. If you are, please make sure to like and drop a comment down below. And once we get to about 40 likes and let's say 30 comments, something like that, then I will make sure to upload the next video. I'm really trying to keep it, keep the videos like that so that we don't, for instance, do a series that is not going to get viewed, something that people maybe just don't want to see any more of. So again, if you want to see more of this, you know what you have to do. Thank you so much, take care, and I'll catch you on the next